Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tasia, but you can also call me Tay, and welcome in. I'm so excited to have you here. We are back on Oakwood doing some decorating, and this little area is right outside my resident services, which we built in the last video. And today we are decorating a bit more. I don't exactly know where I want to decorate right now. The whole island is pretty much our oyster. Like, there's so many different things I could do today. I could either decorate this little section to the left of resident services. I could attempt to build my entrance, which is way down here. Or I have done a little start to my own house, which is to the right of resident services, and do my big pumpkin patch. And then also I do have this road back here. So there is a lot of potential of what we could do today, and I don't know which one I want to do, truly. I feel like if I were to work on this build, I would have to do a lot of terraforming, tear down some of those cliffs, and I don't know if I have that in me right now. Over here, I have an idea of what I want to do, but I'm afraid it's gonna turn out too big, and it's not gonna be like the actual location that I want to put this build. So I don't know if I want to do that. I don't even know what I want to put down here. I feel like I'm getting that feeling again where I'm just like intimidated to build, but I shouldn't be because we already have a really great start so far. So I'm just gonna put on my hard hat and let's see what we can pull together. Today's video is going to be another like little let's play format. I don't know if it's going to be necessarily a long play this time. Like, I might actually cut out some pieces where, like, I don't know, if I'm a little repetitive or if I'm kind of just taking a bit too long on something, I might take that part out of the video. We'll see. It kind of just depends on what editing Tasia is feeling in the moment. But all I know is I'm gonna play, and I think my entrance video, I'm kind of surprised. I've done a couple builds already and I haven't done my entrance yet, but I think the entrance is definitely going to be a speed build format because I don't know, that one scares me the most, if I'm completely honest. I might just do a whole video or something where I plan out the rest of my island now that I have a foundation, because I have a bunch of different build ideas. I just don't know where I want to put them. So I think that would be very helpful if I did something like that. I either might do that in my own time or I might actually do a video on that. We'll see. Let me know if you guys would be interested in that. Okay, what I do know for sure is I think this would look really good if I were to bring down the road this direction and have it go right up against resident services, and then I can also have like a little gate that, like, I don't know, leads you into the next section. It's a little entryway from here. I think that'd be so cute. Also, I don't have the game audio on. I never usually do when I'm recording, but that cricket just a second ago caught my eye, so I do apologize if you hear a bunch of bugs and stuff in the audio. I don't really know, but I know sometimes the crickets can be a little bit loud, along with a bunch of other different bugs. There are some pretty loud bugs in this game, especially in the fall season. I don't know why, but that's just the way it is, I guess. Okay, I do want to extend this all the way down, and I think I want to put in a little diagonal moment. I think that would be really cute. But essentially, the build that I had in mind for this section is a little canal. Like, I would love to do a canal in this area, and I think it would be so pretty if I put another house like right next to Olive's house, and then we have this little walkway, and then you just see a canal in the center. How cute would that be? I think that would be really nice. And then I might make a little centerpiece moment. As I said in a previous video, I would love for this island to be mostly town, but also have a bunch of natural pieces in between. So kind of foresty moments that you wind through to get to the other pieces of the town. So it's a little bit more spread out that way. I think that would be really nice. But I'm still like figuring out how I want it to all come together. What I do know is I would love to have a bunch of trees around the whole island. I think that always makes a town feel very homey-like and just cozy, I guess. And also, I don't know, I'm just having a lot of fun coming up with a narrative for this island. So kind of a little storyline, and to me, I just envision this island smelling like cinnamon and vanilla. Like, that is the vibe I'm kind of trying to create for this island. I just think that sounds like so nice, like just cinnamon and vanilla smells everywhere you run, like crisp autumn breeze. That's the vibe for Oakwood. Okay, extending out these roads, I would love for these to connect in some way unless I do end up doing that canal. If I do, I think I might have to map out where that's gonna be. So let's say I have a bridge right about here and I want it to be like two tiny bridges. And I feel like the canals always look really cute when there's trees lining them. So I might actually have to, ooh, I don't know. I was about to say I might have to extend this out a bit more so that I can put in extra tiles. Let's see what it looks like if I do that. That's the one thing though about using like chalk roads and a border to go along with them. It does make all of your roads a lot wider, which means it takes up a lot more space than you initially think it would for different builds and stuff. So that's something to consider and keep in mind if you decide to do a theme similar to this, or an aesthetic, I guess, similar to this. The roads always end up being so much wider than I anticipate, and that makes my builds a lot wider, which means even less space to decorate for the island overall, like less builds I could fit on the island, I guess. But it does make everything look so cute, I do have to admit. Okay, here we go. Here's the finished road. I think this is a really great start. Now, as I said, the road becomes a lot wider than I initially plan when I do something like this, and I wanted to put some trees to kind of be a border for like the little canal section, which means I might want to actually place the trees like along the actual tile part so it doesn't make the build too wide, because I want everything to feel a little bit compact. So I think doing that is really going to help. And then also just make it feel a little bit cozy. And then you come across here. This definitely is a lot wider than I had anticipated. So the bridge might need to be pushed out a little bit more, or more so like the canal section. I think I want to use some brick for this area. So let's just say I still have not finished this brick design that I was going to do, but let's just pretend that I have finished it, and that would be brick all along here. And I just don't know if I want the walkway to be 2 spaces wide or 3 spaces wide. If I do 3, that gives me a lot more room to add decor on either side. So I might actually make it 3 spaces wide, and then that means our canal is going to be right about here. I've always wanted to do a canal on an island, so I'm so glad that I'm finally doing one here. I think it's going to be so cute. I just gotta figure out exactly where the bridge is gonna start, because we're gonna have 2. So I don't know if I want like one to be directly in line with this sidewalk. I feel like that would make sense. I don't know. But I want to make like a really pretty centerpiece behind here. I might put Able Sisters. I haven't really decided yet. I think that could be kind of cute, and I love the building of Able Sisters too. And I think it would blend very well on this island, so that might be the solution. Okay, here's the dilemma. The centerpiece could be like the center of the canal, and then I just put a bridge here and then a bridge there. Or, no, actually, yeah, I do like that idea. I was about to say something else, but I do like that plan. So let's just pretend that the bridges are going to be one there and one here. So it's a pretty tight space, but I think it's gonna turn out really cute. Sometimes it's hard for me to like explain my vision. Like, I try my best to describe it in the moment, but I feel like with a lot of my stuff, it's a trust the process kind of thing. Okay, so then the bridge is gonna end about there. Oops, not that wide. And then we're going to have more brick go out about that far. I really do need to finish this path. I think it will really make everything look a bit more cohesive when I do. Okay, wait, I think this spacing actually turned out very good because now we have like quite a lot of space to work with for this part, and you can like walk up here and just see the canal from there. Like from this view, maybe you could pull out your camera. My goal for this island is to put a lot of different centerpieces and just spots to pull out your camera and take a picture. So that's really the goal. Also, as you guys can probably tell, I'm working a lot on the pathing right now before I put any items or plants and things around. And I find that I end up having a lot easier of a time coming up with my layout and landscaping when I do that, because I get a really good idea of the spacing of everything. And just visualizing where the pathing can go really helps. So I highly recommend, if you don't already, maybe try laying down your paths and come up with like the layout before you add a ton of items and decorate. That's just personally my process a lot of the time, is I start with pathing, then I move on to trees, then I move on to like the main items I plan to use in the build, and then I will add in all of those like filler final touches and items and things into my builds. So that's like my whole way of decorating. So I hope seeing this helps if you need some advice on building and decorating. And also, I say this a lot in my videos, but always having multiple ways of entering and exiting a build really helps with your island flow. And in my opinion, it makes it really fun for visitors to explore around, because you get to just like keep running without having to like backtrack around different areas, you know? So that's another little tip that I would like to share when it comes to decorating. Okay, I do think I want to make this little part like another little walkway that you can come down. And based on my spacing that I've put together, I think this is going to need to be 3 spaces wide. I think I'm going to replace this brick path with something else. I haven't really decided what yet. Honestly, I probably should have flip-flopped these around now that I think about it. It's okay. We'll figure it out later, because I would love to have this brick path that I make be like little transition ways, and then this one that I'm going to replace could be like the main road along the canal. Oh well, it's a little more work for future me, but right now I just want to come up with the layout for this build. Okay, so we have Olive's house here. Just instinctively, because it's like a symmetrical thing, I really want to put another house here. But how far away are we from the entrance? Okay, we're right about here, which is still a little bit further away. I just don't know. I might hold off on putting a house there for now. I might even consider... I wanted to do some kind of like diagonal road, just so I don't do too many like straight lines and things. For the road, I think adding in diagonals really helps with creating like a fun dynamic walkway. And I have no idea what I'm putting down here either. So there's a lot of potential for this. Okay, let's go ahead and grab our trees now. I think putting those in is really going to help, and I think I need to transition into some kind of like natural build somewhere around here, because we have a lot of town pieces so far, and I feel like I should be doing like some foresty areas after this. Let's plant these trees down, and I'm thinking for the bridges I might use the orange brick bridge. I think that just looks the best in fall, so that's what I plan to put for my little canal. I mean, I could easily do the wooden one, but I don't know if that's what I want necessarily. And then I do want to make this, again, a little symmetrical, so I want to put in some more trees on this side. So one there, and then where's the other one? Right about here. Okay, so here are all the trees put in. I think it made it so cute and cozy. And as I was doing that, I actually came up with another layout idea. So this was the road that extends from like the resident services build. We have Olive's house, and then I wanted to see what it would potentially look like to have another villager house like on the other side of this little canal spot. And there is still quite a lot of room between where that house would be and my entrance to the island. So I think that would actually be a really good spot. And let's just say like I do a little diagonal road right here, then I can have a road go horizontally this way, which leaves me quite a lot of room for some like cozy little entrance idea. I don't really know what that would be quite yet, but it could be something. And then I decided to extend the road down this way, and then that kind of resulted in an open space over here, which I think would be a really great opportunity to do some kind of like community type build. I don't think I want to do a garden, but I could possibly put the baseball field in here, just like some place where the community comes to do some kind of activity. Or I could do our pumpkin contest build like of the island here. I could do a pie eating contest, just something like that. But I think I am leaning towards the baseball field. I think that would be so cute, especially amongst all the houses. So it's just like tucked within this little neighborhood here. I really like the idea of that. But I thought that turned out quite well. And then we have our windy road down here. So again, just working on layouts and pathing really helps to create like a whole vision for your island as you build. So I'm really happy with how this is looking so far. But then I was thinking, okay, this probably doesn't make as much sense to have the road go right down here and then you kind of run into Olive's house. So I might just make her like a little backyard. I think that would be so cute. So maybe I actually end off my road right about there for resident services, and then we can just give her a mini backyard in this space. I think that'd be really, really fitting. So I might just kick up all of this dirt path, and then we'll just leave the grass in this little square spot. And I'm probably going to use the vertical board fence to make it look like a mini backyard. Actually, I might make this go down a little bit more. And then I'll put my fence along this part. And that would be so cute. You just kind of look in there. I don't know if I'll make it accessible. Maybe I could put in a little gate right here so you can enter into it. But I think that'd be so cute. And kind of a little challenge too, to make like a mini build right there. So that is the plan for that. Let's fix this little road piece. And we're just gonna have it go straight across this way. I think that's really adorable, and it kind of adds to the town feel. And then you come straight in, and then here's our canal. Did I measure this out correctly though? I don't know if I did. So this one's in line with that edge. Oh, I don't think I measured that out properly. So this, good thing I didn't put in the bridges already. But that would be right about there, which means everything gets shifted down by 1. Oops, I keep doing that. I keep like putting it down in the same spot that it just was. Okay, that looks a little bit better. So I'm probably going to do some time traveling really quickly and put in those bridges, and then we'll see where we go from here. But I'm really happy with this. Maybe I will work on the baseball field, or maybe I'll just focus on this for now. I don't know. It kind of just depends on how I'm feeling. Alrighty everyone, we are back, and it's actually been a few days for me. Like, I actually paused recording and never went back to recording, but we're here now. It's only been a second for you guys, but it's been quite a few days for me, and I honestly have zero idea of what I was last talking about, but we're back building, and I am very inspired. I thought of some more ideas that I could do for this area, but I'm pretty sure last I remembered I was working on this and the double bridges before I time traveled and everything. Here they are. I think they look so cool and cute in here. It just fits the vibe so well. And I love the fact that they're wooden. I know I said I was going to do the brick, and I did try it, but it just felt very off with all my other colors that I'm using in this area. I also threw in some fencing here for Olive's backyard. And I also continued the road. I think this was here. I'm pretty sure that this was here, but I don't remember putting in the trees, so maybe that's new. And then I also started testing out ideas that I could do over here to the left side of the canal. I thought it'd be really cute to like make a little fake building, so maybe we could do some tables and chairs out here, make it a little cafe moment. I thought that would be really cute. And then we have like this little side alleyway right behind Poppy's house, which also I'm not sure if this was here, but I did put in Poppy's house. I think it's so cute. I decided to go the whole symmetrical route, And then I extended out the roads as well. I know for a fact that is also something new, but I brought the road down this way, and then I also extended it all the way to the left over here. There's really nothing in this area besides those things because this is my entrance right here, and I do plan to do my entrance in a separate video, so I guess I need to figure out what I'm gonna do for this section. But yeah, I just threw in some trees and things, and I just really love all these colors. And I'm not really sure what I want to continue doing next. I have this open space here as well, which I also threw in some more trees, and weeds are starting to grow in, which I kind of like. I like the idea of having a bunch of weeds in this area. But as I mentioned, I think I wanted to turn this into a little baseball field. So let's just go ahead and do that. And I think to start off, I do need to actually make the field itself and use the in-game pathing to kind of create that little shape. I've always wanted to do a baseball field on an island, I just haven't done it before. I think I've done a soccer field, I've done a basketball court, but I haven't done a baseball field. So this one is going to be really cute. And as you can see, I don't have a ton of space here, but as I mentioned earlier, I want all of these builds to be very tiny and cute, so like a very shrunken down version. So I think we're just gonna make this a mini baseball field, and I guess I'll just make this square like as big as the space will be. I really want to put in some benches as well down here, and then on the side. Is that called the dugout? I honestly don't know baseball. I don't watch baseball, so I don't know the terminology, but I'd like to make a little viewing spot for it. Or is the dugout where the players go? I don't really know, but that's what I'm trying to achieve here. My thought was actually putting down this wooden plank design, which you probably noticed I added in underneath the houses here. I'm trying to make everything feel a little bit more rustic than I have been doing so far, so I think adding in this plank code would be really, really cute, but I want it to be about 2 spaces wide. So I might actually push the baseball field up a little bit, like by 1 extra space. So it goes up here, and then I will shrink it down on the bottom side over here. As I said, it has been a few days since I was last building in this area, and I saw that a lot of you are really enjoying the long plays, so I just wanted to thank you so much, so much for watching. I'm so glad you like it. I will definitely do more of them as long as you guys would like to see them, but yeah, I just wanted to say that, so thank you guys so much for watching. It truly does mean a lot to me, and I'm just really hoping you guys are enjoying the content. And speaking of content, I've mentioned this in past videos, but I am still working on Metropolis content, and I keep bringing this up because I'm really, really excited about it. Like, I cannot wait to show you guys all that footage and me building out that island. It's just taking me a little bit of time because I plan to make a video where I pretty much build the whole thing in one video, like build the rest of the island, and then we'll do the tour, just because we are like deep in the fall season now. So I think I would love to get that video out and finish off that island so then I can finally start my Halloween island, which I also plan to do like all in one video. I think that would be really fun, doing a whole island in a single video, and then I'll tour that one. But yeah, that's the plan for upcoming content. It's just taking me so long to get through all of that footage from Metropolis, so that's why it's taking it a little bit longer than expected, but I just hope you guys are excited for it. There will be like a whole announcement and everything when I do post those videos, or when I'm going to. So yeah, just a bunch of exciting things on the channel, and I am currently working on something behind the scenes that I'm so excited to share with you guys very soon, hopefully. I'm just like putting everything together for it, so I have a few things and projects that are in the works, and I cannot wait to share them when the time comes. Okay, I know I was kind of talking over what I was doing, but essentially I just wanted to make this little square here. This is like the center part, I guess, where the picture stands, and I do want to get some of the cushion items, so I can place those on the corners here for the bases. I think it's really cute when people do that, so I would love to do that for mine. And then I would also love to put in some retro transportation stops as like the benches for the viewers of the game, and probably like the lower outdoor bench item, and I might customize that for this player's seats or whatever. But these wooden planks are where those kinds of benches and things are going to be. And actually, this actually turned out very well for the spacing. Super happy with that. I do want to put in these leaves, just like spread around here on the deck, because we are in fall and we have a bunch of leaves all around. And then I do have some of these fences, as you can see. I already grabbed them for my storage, but I do need to customize these because they aren't the correct color that I want to use for this build. So I guess we will need to pay a visit to Harv's Island. But before that, I did want to work on some of the fencing around the area. And I'm thinking of using the tall vertical board fence, customized in white. I think this one and then the simple wooden fencing are probably going to be the two that I'm going to use the most around the island. And also the crunchy fencing. I really want that one to work as well. But yeah, I just want to like sprinkle these around here. Oh, it's so cute. It just like adds the perfect little town core vibe. I love it. Let's put one more like right about there to frame off this little bench area. And then I also wanted to line them like right on the edge down here to kind of block you off from the beach. I don't plan to decorate the beaches on this island, so might as well block some of them. Should I put one more like going this way? Is that kind of cute? Or maybe I can make an L shape. Yeah, I think that's kind of fun. And then that also makes me want to put another one like right here. Maybe I will take out that one and then... Nope, I don't like it that way either. I guess I'll just leave that spot without fencing, but I like the foundation that we have here. It would be really cute if I can put in a weed like right in this spot. So actually, let me grab some of those out of my storage as well, because I love the overgrown look. I don't think I have the cushion item, so I might have to go to a treasure island to get that eventually. It's not a huge deal right now, like I could easily put those in later on, but it is something that I'm gonna need for later. Okay, what else can I put in here? I feel like this area could use some wheat fields, so I might as well grab some of those as well. And I'm not sure what I want to work on next, because I don't think this baseball field is gonna take much more detail. Oh, I do have the fire hydrant. That could be kind of cute along the neighborhood. And then I also have some cruiser bikes. I don't really want to add those quite yet because I feel like that's more of like a final touch kind of thing. So yeah. Oh, I have some pile of leaves. I guess I could grab those. And then I think I wanted to use the brown fence, so that's why we're going to Harv, so I can customize the brown fencing. So I only have 2 of them right now, but I want to see what it would look like just to get a little idea if I put them like right about here. Okay, I do think that fits very well. And then what if we make just like an L shape? Oh wait, that's like in the middle of the field. We gotta push it forward and then push this one forward so it connects. And it, you know, it's just there to protect the viewers a little bit from being hit by baseballs. I feel like I want to put one right about here as well on this side. Or would that be too much? I don't really know. I do think the colors look really good together. Oh, and then I grabbed the fire hydrant. I forgot about that. What does it look like by Olive's house? Oh, it's so cute. I love doing town core, you guys. It is such a fun theme. Everything is just so cozy and adorable. It's so, so cute. Okay, this area is in need of something along the path. And I think this is where I'm going to put that pile of leaves because the road is just a little bit too empty. And something I was considering was putting some of the lines, like the road lines, on the dirt path as well, but I kind of like the openness of the road instead of doing little dashes. I feel like the dashes will just become a little bit too much overall, so I think I want to focus on the decor around the area more so than adding a ton of details to the road. So that's why I haven't really added any of those to my path at all. I do think I might add in some crosswalks though. I have actually made that pattern. Well, I've made one of them. I made the vertical one. So I want to see what that would look like on this corner of the road. See, that's cute. That's really cute. I want to make a sideways one too, which let's just go ahead and do that. Why not? Let's make a little design code. All I'm going to do is actually copy this one that I made already, and then I'm just going to change this design so that it is horizontal. And how many spaces do I have in between here? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 4 spaces for the edges. Okay, so that means I need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm just gonna make a vertical line this way, and then I think I'm gonna erase these side pieces. I guess I could use this tool. I always forget that I can do the mirror tool so that it's the exact same on the other side. So we got 4 spaces from the edge, but we also have to delete this edge piece too. And then for the thickness of the crosswalk, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we're gonna go all the way down and then up, and we are just going to erase this middle section here. So now I have the same dimensions that I used for my vertical one, but now it's horizontal, and I'll just fill in all these little spaces. And then also for this, I'm putting in like little dark dots of the tan color for some shadows. I kind of just do them randomly. It's nothing too specific, and I sometimes look back and forth between the actual pixel art and then the canvas over here on the left, just so that I can see what it looks like, especially because what you see on the canvas is likely what it's going to look like when you place it on the ground or on an item, so I usually use that as a reference. And I'm just gonna keep putting like little dots all around here. And then to make it look like a chalk road, adding in little transparent tiles really helps with that. And sometimes I put them on the very edge so it looks like the road is worn down a little bit. Sometimes I'll put them in the middle, but doing so really gives it the chalk kind of look that I'm going for. Okay, and I think that is good. I actually think there might be a little bit too many indents on this one, so I'm just gonna fill in like 1 or 2 of these little squares here, and I think that's good. I kind of get a little bit lazy when it comes to naming them, but I might as well name it right now. Let's just name it Crosswalk. Okay, cute. And let's go ahead and see what this looks like when it's placed on the ground. And we're just gonna put it right about there. And there we have it, an adorable little crosswalk for my road. I think that's really fun. I could easily add another vertical one right here, and I think that would balance out the road a little bit more. So I might do that. I just want to test it and see what it looks like. Yeah, I think I like it. Sometimes I can go a little bit overboard with the crosswalks. I don't want it to be like in your face city core vibes, but just like a cute little town. So putting them occasionally on the road really helps with that. Okay, that's really adorable. What was I going to do next? Oh yeah, I grabbed the wheat fields. I wanted to put them like behind these bushes here. I think that would be a really cute spot for them on either side. Oh yeah, that totally elevated the fall vibes even more. I don't know if I should put any more of those anywhere else though. I'm not really sure where they would fit. I guess I could put one over here to fill in this gap. Oh wait, I don't have any more. Never mind. If I get some more, I will put that right there. Unless I ordered some? Oh my gosh, I did order some. Oh, I ordered a lot of items. My bad. Oops, I forgot I did all that. Let's grab all these wheat fields. I apparently grabbed rain boots and a lawnmower too. Well, that worked out pretty well. Now I have all these wheat fields that I can put around. Let's just put one here for now. Okay, yeah, that's cute. Maybe I could put another one like in this spot. And it kind of blocks the little sapling that I used to stunt the tree, so even better. Oh my gosh, just the colors, you guys. This color scheme is so pretty. Like the golden color and the light orange. Well, it's more of like a dusty orange, I would say. But I just love this. And then the dark flower and the cream and white. Oh, it's so pretty. I love that. Okay, so we have the start of our little baseball field. Unfortunately, I don't have all of the items that I need to finish this build, so this might have to wait a little bit for me to actually finish it. Like I said, I still need that cushion, and then I also need the retro transportation stops. I also need the benches, but we do have our little foundation so far. And I know this is not the color that I want to use for the fence, but I just want to see if I even need to go to Harv's Island by determining if I actually want a fence here. What does it look like on this side? Is it better over here? Oh, that's a white one. I feel like if I were to use it, I would need to push it down one space instead of having the tulip here. I think that would look a little bit better, but I do like the tulip here, so maybe I just won't use the fence. I think I'll just keep it open, or maybe I'll figure out something to put over here because I do think I need some kind of height in this corner. Oh, I have another brown one. You know what else I could do? I could put in a tree right about here. That could work. Although I do want to put the tile down with the leaves on this side because I kicked away the other one. And then we'll put our tree down. Okay, I actually do think that filled in the space quite nicely. It's like a good little division between the road and the field. That's usually like another design tip that I do is when I'm wanting to transition from one area to another and the builds are like very different from each other, using a tree really helps with like the flow from one area to another. It kind of like frames it out in a way. I'm not really sure if that makes sense, but I usually use trees to my advantage. Okay, that's really cute. Now just imagine I have some benches right here. Maybe I could have like a water cooler item. And then I want to get the glove and baseball bat item as well and place that down here too. And then we'll have some more benches over here. And that will be our baseball field. But here's the start of it. Very cute and simple. I love it. Okay, next up, I do think I want to do some more building. I just don't know exactly what I want to do with the rest of this canal. Like, I have no idea what I want to put back here. I could easily put in another building or house. I know I mentioned putting Able Sisters back there, and I guess I still could, but I don't know if that's actually what I want to do. There's so many different possibilities here. The other problem is right now I do not have a lot of the items that I want to use to decorate. I did visit some treasure islands before I like officially started decorating out this island, but I didn't go to all of them, so I don't have all the items I need. Like ideally I would love to get the mini round tables with the tablecloth on them. That is the table I would like to use in this little spot, but I unfortunately do not have that item right now. Okay, also something else that I wanted to test out is instead of putting the plant partition there, what if I move this over here and then I put the plant partition closer to this edge, so then you see them along this side, and then I'll have more storefronts over here. Let's see what that looks like from down below. Okay, I think that fills it in quite nicely. My other idea was just to have it the way I did before, and then put some wood planks as like the little roof, and then I could put some random items on top of here instead. That was like my other plan. Either way, I do have to pick this up and then I can put down my wood code. Also, I did want to mention that all of these codes that I'm using that were made by other creators will hopefully now be on my Pinterest, so if you're interested in anything that you see me using here, you'll be able to find them on my Pinterest under the board called Oakwood. All of the codes that I use for my islands are organized that way, so they're all on my Pinterest, and then they're usually under the board for whatever island that they were used on. But I also have a few other boards, like one specifically for simple panels or road designs and paths, or even the standee items. So yeah, feel free to check out my Pinterest page if you would like to find some cute and fun Animal Crossing codes. Okay, here's our little roof. And honestly, you guys, I think it would also be really cute if I made this an interactive roof. Like, what if I made an incline that goes up here and then you're able to walk up here? And then maybe I could have some kind of like overlook, outlook, something, I don't really know. And then I also wanted to start incorporating a lot more natural builds on this island because I want to blend the town core with the natural builds. So I would love to make some little foresty moments on the island. And I think back here would be a really great space to do that. So that's why I'm not sure what I want to place back here. I could easily make this a transition, or I could make this like a centerpiece situation, or I could put in a building. I really don't know. But I do have to figure it out. Also, I don't think I've said this yet, but I did find this brick code and I did replace it, or I replaced like my reddish looking path that I'm gonna work on with this brick code for like the main walk around area, and I just think it looks really good with the rest of the codes that I'm making, especially the colors. So I thought it would look really cutesy, and I don't know if it's just me, but I really get small town cozy feelings when I see bricks used in small shopping districts. So that's why I decided to use the brick around here for the canal, and I think I'm gonna keep using this code that I'm gonna work on for little transitions like this, or tiny walkways like this little alleyway. So it might just be like an accent code, I guess is the best way to describe it, and then I'll use the brick for larger areas around the island. So that is my plan. And then I also have my natural path, of course, for the natural areas. Usually for all my islands, especially when it comes to town core, I really try to have 3 different kinds of paths for the island overall. Like I'll have my main path, which in this case is my chalk design and the in-game road. And then for the natural areas, I'll use an actual 9x9 path so I can make cute transitions. And then for little filler bits and special themed areas, I really like having a brick code or some other kind of path that looks good placed in a very open and large space. So yeah, that's like another little design tip. I just feel like I want to share those kinds of things when they're on my mind when I'm decorating and building, because it kind of just comes naturally to me, and sometimes I forget to explain why I'm doing something or like where the idea came from. So I try my best to like incorporate all those little things while I'm thinking about them, and I just remembered that I replaced these codes, or I kind of like swapped them. So yeah, anyways, I just wanted to include that there. And also I'm just like running around here because I'm trying to visualize what I want to put in this area. I think what it will really help is if I just start putting tables and chairs. I know for a fact that is something that I want to do, so I might as well just start with that. And I might just have to craft some that are different from the ones I actually want to use, just so I can like get a good visual, and then I'll just replace them later, I guess. You know what would be really cute is if I do like a little bike rental spot. That could be kind of fun. Oh, and then I have this little menu sign with a coffee. That one will look really good for this island. And then I have a little stack of pumpkins. Let's just see what I can pull together here. So I want to do table and chairs right about there. Where would it look good to have bikes? The other thing is this space is very small, so if I over clutter it, you won't really be able to walk around very easily. So I do have to keep that in mind too. I don't know if I want the bike there. I do think I want the table and chairs. Okay, so thinking this through, I know that I really want to have a build where I have the natural windy dirt road that leads to a tiny clearing in the forest, and then there will be a little schoolhouse. So kind of similar to Over the Garden Wall, which I actually watched for the first time this year. I'm trying to watch a bunch of different shows and movies for fall that I haven't seen before, and I actually watched that one for the first time, and it was really, really cute. I had no idea what to expect going into it, but that's a really cute series if you haven't seen that before. But yeah, there was this like one episode where they visit a little school, and I want to kind of make a build in reference to that. And that might look good back here actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I might move this tree back a space or two, and then maybe I'll make my windy road from here. So it's just like a little secluded area in the woods. I think that'd be so adorable. I might have to figure out all the builds that I want to do around this canal before I really figure out how I want to decorate it, because I think that might affect how this turns out. So maybe I'll just do that. I'll focus on the builds that are going to be around here first, and then I might come back to this one later. I've noticed that just laying down a bunch of pathing in the start is really helping me figure out the layout for this island and the flow, so I think I am going to just continue doing that. And I want you to wind all the way down this way, and then I think I'll have some trees and things surrounding it. And I might start incorporating the cedar trees along with the hardwoods, because this is going to be like a very foresty area, so I think that adds to the whole forest vibe. There really isn't another English word for forest, I don't think, so I'm sorry if I keep repeating that, but yeah, I want it to feel like a forest, so I need to add in a bunch of different trees. So I'm going to keep marking out these spots where I think a tree would look nice. I want the school to look very similar to the one in the show, so it's going to look like a little barn, and I thought it'd be really cute if I can incorporate a little apple orchard next to it, so maybe the kids pick apples like during recess or something. I think that would be really, really cute. So I do want to have a little clearing, but also there's going to be an apple orchard very, very close by. So I kind of have to figure out that layout. Let's just say that I built the school right about here. So maybe a little bit further back. So there'll be a little piece of terraforming. I have no idea how big it's going to turn out, but I do want to mark out a little space for it. And I guess this would be really cute if I do make this a little rooftop moment. Because I will have this like line of trees right here, so might as well, which means I'm probably gonna have an incline start right about here. So that's 1, 2, 3, or actually I might even have it closer than that. 1, 2, 3. I guess I could make this a cute little rooftop cafe situation, or maybe I could extend this out and have some kind of like second level moment over here. I don't really know. I'm just like experimenting with a bunch of different ideas right now. Okay, actually I don't know if I like the fact that the cliff goes out all the way over here. I think I want to change this part. And that does just make me think like how I want to transition this. I know I wanted to have like a little roof situation, but now I'm second guessing. Also think I want the schoolhouse to be a little bit further to the right. So maybe we'll start right about here. That way the build isn't too big. And then let's just say I did surround this whole area with some more trees and things. And now I've been sitting here thinking about it, and now I don't know if I want the school back here. I'm just like a little nervous to commit to something because I've noticed that we are inching a lot closer to the left side of my island, and that doesn't leave a whole lot of room for these kinds of builds and all the other builds that I want to do. Plus we are like about halfway in the island, over halfway, like the halfway mark, which doesn't leave a whole lot of room for the back side of the island either. So I guess that's why I'm a little hesitant to like make this a big clearing or something, because I haven't done a single natural build yet either. Okay you guys, I am back once again from a little break again. I don't know you guys, I feel like I'm hitting a bunch of creative blocks so far with this island, but I am trying to push through it. But I find that taking like a few little breaks in between building really is helping. And also I figured out a lot of the layout for this island, so I'm sorry I didn't record this. I kind of just like stopped playing and then I came back to it, and then I started playing again in handheld mode, and then I just started getting into a flow of creating my island layout. So I'll just show you guys what I have going on, and I think that's all I really have time for today's video. But I made a few little changes, and I think having down my path and the roads is really going to help for building in the future. So hopefully you'll see like more actual decorating and me putting down some items, but for now I'll just show you around what I have so far. So here's our canal again. It hasn't really changed besides this little area over here. I think I want to change this into like a smaller building. I think I still want to keep the whole cafe vibe, but I did take out the storefronts and things, and maybe we'll have some like wide display stands and I don't know, make it into a fake building situation instead of like a rooftop moment. But yeah, and then I created this little alleyway behind Poppy's house, and I think that's gonna be really cute once I fit in more details and stuff. And it leads to this road over here where Tibble is enjoying running around. And then we just have like this line of this road back here. It leads to my beach, but I think I'm gonna have this be like a cute entryway into some kind of town square center area. Actually, I don't really know, but it will transition into something. And then from here we have a little diagonal that I created, and then a road that may lead up to here. I just created this for now, but that could also probably change. Maybe this could be an entryway into the forest section of our island. And then I actually extended out this long road that I had from behind resident services over to here instead of making it just curve this direction. And I think that's actually going to make me a lot happier with the build for the canal, because as I said, I was really trying to figure out what I wanted to put behind the canal. And I think if I make a bunch of like cute fake buildings behind here and just make this like a little shopping district, or I don't really know, something where I have a bunch of buildings back here, I think they'll look really, really cute. So we'll just have some buildings in the background. But yeah, if I make a bunch of cute fake buildings, I think that's going to really feel like the cozy small town vibe that I'm really wanting to go for. I guess I could work on a few more details here before I close out today's video, but I don't think I'll be fully decorating those buildings today. I just wanted to show you guys what I've been working on. And then I still have the road leading back here towards my house, which has the pumpkin patch. And this is honestly where I'm about to take you, is where I made a lot of updates to the island. So this whole area is still the same, but then when you come down here, I know I had a bunch of weeds growing in like this little section back here, so I thought it'd be really cute if I just made this like a whole natural wheat field, I guess. And then I just made this really simple centerpiece with these trees. I just think it's really, really cute, and now I have a dedicated area to the autumn weeds, which I absolutely love. I love these weeds in game, and I knew I wanted to do this kind of build somewhere, so now it's here, and I think it's really cute. We just have like this really fun windy road that leads in a circle and then also leads to the other areas that you can walk. Honestly, this didn't really take much effort, so I didn't really record this either. It's literally just a couple trees and weeds and a bike, so yeah, you kind of get the idea here. And then over here, I actually decided to extend out the river mouth, and I knew I wanted to put a bridge in, so this is what it ended up looking like. And I just made like a little pond on the other side of it. I could easily put in some decoy ducks around as well. But I love this. I think it's a really cute transition. And then I made this flow into this little circular area over here. Not really sure what I'm going to put here quite yet, but I do think this could be something fun and creative to put there. And then this road is actually inspired from a build that I saw on, I think it's ACNH Pickleton's island that she did a while ago. But this road layout I was so inspired by. It's pretty much 2 diagonal roads back to back, divided with some fencing, and I just thought that was so beautiful and gorgeous, and I just wanted to create like an autumnal version of it. So that's why we have these roads going down here. And I just thought might as well throw in some villager houses once again, and we have Eric and Bo over here because they have some matching houses, so I thought it'd be perfect to put them there. But yeah, as you can see, again, it's a lot of pathing and I don't have any items here, so I was just really trying to work on the layout and the flow of my island so far. So I think we'll dive into a lot of the fun things in future videos for this island very soon. And then I put in an incline over here because I thought it'd be nice to finally get onto a second tier of terraforming. So this is leading up to this diagonal, and we will just see where this will lead. I'm not quite sure yet, and I'm also not sure if I want to put Able Sisters up here or one more villager house, or maybe make it a flower field. I don't really know, but it is on the left side of my pumpkin patch, so there's that. And I'm very likely going to tear down these cliffs back here, so we'll see what I end up doing. But I think having this foundation really helps me and inspires me for future building. And then also I do just need to get a bunch of items, so I feel like I'm at a point where I just need to come up with the island layout first, and then we will dive into a lot of the decor. So I hope you guys don't mind, and I hope you're looking forward to what's to come on Oakwood. I am really excited with this island layout now. I think we are starting to get into the whole town feel, so I'm really happy with how everything is coming together, and I just love all the autumn vibes still. Like, all of these weeds also grew into our baseball field, and I love that. I think it's so pretty. And then I also put a little stump right there as well. That's something new. I think it's just so cute. Yeah, and then in the future we will start working on my entrance. I think that might be the next video on Oakwood because I just really need to get that done. But let's actually just add in some fencing here. I thought it'd be really cute to add the simple fence, and I think we might call it there for today's video. Okay, so I think I want to put this like right up against here, and I think I'll just do 3 little pieces. I've just been having a lot of fun using this fence around the island. It's just so cute looking. I love it. Oh, that's adorable, but I do think I will actually make it only 2 spaces. I don't know, I might put a 3rd one back in once I finish decorating the canal. But yeah, I want to add in some tables and things and make it like a little cutesy seating area. So I might put in the tables here and on the other side like I mentioned before. But I think that's so adorable. I love the look of this. Oh my gosh, I'm just so excited, and I might as well keep putting in some of this wood deck code that I've been using. Also, I haven't used any of the blanket codes that I downloaded either. Oops, did not mean to put that one down. So I need to figure out like where to start incorporating a lot of these codes. And I think I've done a lot of the towns so far. And as I said earlier, I think I was last talking about how I don't have as many natural areas on the island yet. And I think I might dedicate like the back section of the island to that, and then the whole front section will just be my town. So that's why you see a lot of town pieces so far, but I don't know, I'm really excited. I think back here I want to do a little gazebo moment and kind of do that grassy open field build that I mentioned previously, so that might be in this section. And we'll just see what Oakwood becomes. I think I am going to finish off here for today. I feel like we didn't get much done, but when I really think about it, we actually did get a lot done today. It was just more so planning out the layout of the island. But I do hope you guys enjoyed today's video either way. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, definitely consider giving this video a thumbs up, and also subscribe if you haven't already and you would like to see more videos from me. I would love to have you guys join this cozy community that we are building here, and there's so many things to come very soon, and I can't wait to share it all with you. So thank you guys so much again for watching. I hope you'll have a lovely day or night, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!